Welcome to Sighnaghi in the Kakheti wine region of Georgia. The oldest wine that has ever produced was made right here. The town is pretty much built on wine and tourism. I just arrived about an hour or so ago, got to the hotel and then was told that I couldn't stay there because the woman who owns the hotel has unexpectedly, her entire family has just turned up, so she had no room for me. But she did drive me to another hotel nearby and I actually got that hotel for cheaper, so that's pretty good. But I've not actually done any exploring yet. This looks interesting up here. This is St George's Church and I'm not sure if you can get up there, doesn't look like it. At least have a look in the church. Here we have a shop selling the traditional church keller, which I have tried in Kutaisi. I wasn't that keen, to be honest, but I think I might try it again just to make sure that that wasn't just a dodgy one. Barbecue in here. There's some nice looking restaurants around here with some great views. I haven't actually got any money yet, I've just spent the last bit of my money on this wonderful thing. This is how they make the wine. They put all the grapes, stems and all apparently in some of them, and these get buried in the ground. Sighnaghi was a fortified city, you can see the walls. This is the only part that you can actually walk on. Check out them views though. It's a shame you can't see the mountains. This is the one that's furthest south that you can actually go in, I think. Unfortunately, the actual benches are not high enough. You can't see anything. And these platforms have seen better days, to be honest. Even the stairs, these top stairs missing completely. The next one's a bit wobbly. Let's see what was downstairs. See, the stairs are just as good here. Well, I just found this lovely looking restaurant with some fantastic views over the valley down here. Look at that, that could have been my table, but they don't take bloody card. And I don't know where there's a bank machine, there's certainly not going to be one around here. This looks like a World War II monument. You can see all the names, all the same names from the same family. It looks like I found an ATM at last. Well, the bank is closed, so I still can't get any food. I think there's like 2 ATMs in the entire city, and one of them is closed. All the churches are very, very similar. Very basic from the outside. The woman invited me in. And then she followed me and saw me with a GoPro and she's like, no, 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 no. She did then try to sell me some sweets. Well, Sighnaghi is very small. I've literally walked around the whole place twice already. I've only been out an hour. I'm here for 3 days. Well, 3 nights, got 2 full days. But one of them is going to be spent drinking silly amounts of wine. So I guess the other day will be spent recovering from silly bits of wine. Hello. When I first arrived here, my shared taxi dropped me off here in this like little square at the bottom, and I walked up here and saw this, and I thought it was some kind of clock tower or something, but it's not. It's just basically a special table in this bar that I just found, and I've got it all to myself. Perfect. Thanks. So these go inside. Oh, you like rock music? Yeah? Well, I've had 2 or 3, maybe even 4 lovely beers, but now it's time to get some food, and it does seem much quieter now, to be honest. It's about 6:30, so all the day trippers have left. Not many people around, so I should be okay. Just walking in and grabbing a table, ready for some hearty Georgian food. So back down the popular street. This is the one that earlier on all the tour guides were walking down. The woman from the hotel that couldn't actually accommodate me drove me to the next hotel and drove me down the street. And yeah, the tourists are just wandering in the middle of the road. You can kind of see that the locals are just, oh, for God's sake. Still a few people around. This is like the main tourist street in the city. If you want to take a photo wearing a big woolly hat, it's £1 lari. It's all very souvenir-y. The place I'm going is probably expensive compared to local prices because it's right at the bottom of the street, but it's still cheap by Western standards, and the menu looks pretty good, to be honest. Calf meat stew, here I come. I spotted this earlier. This place does coffees and ice creams and wine, vodka and cha-cha. Oh, nice views. Right, this is what I'm going for. Chashushuli, which is herb sauce with calf's meat and tomato. And I'm going to have what they call French fries. But it doesn't look like French fries, it looks like some kind of like sliced fried potatoes. Now I'm tempted. I was just going to have a beer, but like you can get a litre of wine for 10. This is what you call French fries in Georgia. Cube potatoes covered in dill. My actual meal's not come yet, so I don't know whether to start this or not. It might be 10 minutes before my meal arrives. That bloody lovely dill. Well, here's the veal stew then. It looks wonderful. I'm just going to chuck all this and some of that onto this plate and get tucked in. Bloody hell. The food was actually very fast in coming, which doesn't worry me because this is the kind of thing that they'll just have a big pot of. So the meat should be very tender because it's probably been cooking for about 27 hours. Well, that was pretty delicious. I bought myself a sack full of crisps and some Oreos. I don't think I'll be eating them anytime soon. Bloody hell, stuffed. Hello, hello. That's me done for my first night. I'm going to go back, chill out, watch a movie, and then tomorrow it's all about wine and cha-cha. So it could get very messy. It's my first full day in Sighnaghi and it's very hot and I've had to wear trousers because My first stop is some monastery. It's about 40 minutes walk out of the town, and they're not going to let me in with shorts on, so it's going to be an uncomfortable one because it's predicted to be very hot today. Once I've done that, then I'm going to go to a winery and drink lots of wine and even some cha-cha. So I might be in bed by 5 o'clock today. This is the road that runs above where I'm staying. I've not been down here yet. I did spot last night that there's a few cafes and stuff. I think I'm going to struggle getting breakfast in a place like this. It just seems to be the restaurants all serving like barbecues and traditional Georgian food. It's a bit heavy for the first thing in the morning. This is kind of like the main bus station, I guess. This is where the buses stop. This is where I got dropped off yesterday. And the woman at the bar said that the marshrutkas to my next town leave pretty much like every hour. On the internet it says there's one a day, and that leaves at like 9 in the morning. So I need to find out. There's just no buses at all here. Well, I'm glad I walked down here because there are little marshrukas here, which I wouldn't have spotted otherwise. I found that there is only one bus at 9 o'clock. It does tell you to buy tickets in advance to make sure you get a seat, but the office is no longer open. So I'm just going to have to turn up in the morning and hope that I can get on the one bus that leaves here in a day. I'm kind of thinking I'm not really making the most of my time in the wine region, because a lot of the monasteries and winemakers are all scattered around the city rather than in the actual city itself. And all the organised tours, what will take you to all the monasteries and all the wineries, all leave from Tbilisi. I expected to find in the centre there to be tours from here, but there's nothing. A lot of the blogs online say that your guest house will be able to organise it for you, but I've just had no communication with the person from my guest house at all. She didn't expect me to even be here, and she checked me in yesterday. I've not seen her since. And it's not like in hostels in cities where you have posters up advertising all the various things you can do in the city, and in a lot of cases the hostels will organise it for you. It's not like that at all. So I might not get to visit some of the older wineries. The one I'm planning on visiting here is relatively new. They still make wine in the traditional way, but yeah, I don't know, maybe there'll be more kind of tours and stuff like that once I get up to Tel Aviv. Georgia's not the #1 place in the world where you want to be walking alongside the road. They are pretty crazy, some of the drivers around here, although I have been told that this stretch that I'm on now is pretty safe because they are used to people walking from the city to the convent. On the journey here, our driver was overtaking, and he was even overtaking cars that were overtaking. He was a bit hairy at times. 5 gel to have your photo took inside this heart. I bloody think so. So the Tsminda Ninos Skaro is down there. I don't think that's what I'm looking at though. I think we're actually here. Is this it? Quedeli community. That's not it. I don't know what that is. But we're not far now. It's just coming up on our right, I think. I've been walking around all day with a fly on. Because if I noticed that before I went into the convent. Bloody hell. Right outside the convent we have this super modern restaurant. Free Wi-Fi. Let's check out the prices. It's not bad actually. It's pretty cheap. Here we are then. I'm pretty sure that I'm not actually allowed to film inside any of these buildings. So that's just for my eyes only. This smaller church behind me is the first one you come to when you enter St Nino's convent. And inside it's incredible because they've got all the old al fresco paintings and incredible mosaics. This was built in the 9th century, and the body of El Nino is actually in there. You can go and visit where she's actually buried. This one is much more recent, but still pretty impressive. Just down here is a holy spring, which I am going to go and look at. I thought you had to walk along here, but there are stairs going straight down. Beautiful area. One thing that is very annoying is that I didn't have to wear trousers at all. Kind of had the feeling that would be the case, but if you weren't allowed to go on in shorts, they'd at least have something to wrap around. But I couldn't take the risk of like walking here for, you know, just under an hour and then finding out I couldn't get in. Right, time to look in the new church then. This is for my eyes only. I didn't even attempt to film in there. I wasn't going to be sneaky and be disrespectful. I still got told off for wearing my hat. I always forget I've got a hat on. Oh, we got Instagrammers. So I'm heading towards this natural spring, and I've been walking for ages, like all steep downhill. So I'm not looking forward to making my way back up here. Obviously I've got sensible footwear on again. I thought I'd compromise it. If I'm having to wear these trousers, which I didn't need to wear, at least I'll get some air to my feet, so I'll not be sweltering in my big hiking boots when it's like 30 degrees. There are signs around here saying beware of a landslide. I'm not chuffing kidding. That's muddy as hell down here as well. Well, I had read online that it's quite a trek to this spring, but bloody hell, we're just descending and descending and descending. And obviously I'm going to have to climb the whole way back up, although I haven't actually seen anyone climb back up. Maybe there's another way. Maybe there'll just be a short trail, I'll be back in the centre of Sighnaghi. That's not going to happen, is it? Unfortunately there are people walking this way, so it does appear that this is the way back. Is this it then? Is this what I've walked all this way to come and see? Wow. Extremely small little chapel there. That's probably just been built for the people who live over here, so they don't have to climb the hill every time they want to go and pray. Let's see if I can push my way through this lot and get some water. Well, I got myself some of the natural spring water, so I'm going to have a glug on it right now. Oh, lovely, nice and cold. This road does actually take me back to the main city, but via the convent at the top, and it takes about an hour and a half, so most of it is going to be literally walking back up to the convent, and it's going to have to go uphill anyway, so looks like I'm going back the way I came. Oh, that was tough. Oh. Bloody hell. Now that spring water is going to taste amazing. That was a tough climb from the spring to the convent, so I've just had to sit and get my breath back, and now I've got to walk all the way back to Sighnaghi. Couldn't see any buses. I mean, there's these things, but they just parked up, and I think they're private. And this is all uphill, this bit. Bloody hell. I've sent a message to Cradle of Wine, and they've not replied. there's no information online. We've got a Facebook page which doesn't have any information about the tours. On Google Maps it says they do tours at 1, 3 and 5. Also on Google Maps it says they close at 5. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so I'm like 5 minutes walk away, so I'm just going to turn up and see what's going on. Is it even open? Nice views though. I'm a bit annoyed with the wine region so far, to be honest. You know, I'm in probably like the main city that people come to in this region, and there's just no information about anything anywhere. So I've walked up to this place, which is apparently open today, and there's no one around. I'm going to be the only person who comes to the wine region without having a bloody glass of wine. Nothing at all. No information about opening times, about tastings, about anything. Just no one around. What a waste of time. I just come back to the bus station, just on the off chance that there was actually someone selling tickets, and of course there isn't. But one of the drivers started speaking to me. He's on his way to Tbilisi, and I said I need to get to Tbilisi, and he's like no. And then he said something in Georgian, and then this young Georgian woman was very helpful because she could speak English, so she was actually translating, and she pretty much confirmed that there's only one bus that leaves to Tbilisi, and that's at 9 o'clock every morning, except Saturday and Sunday. It doesn't say that anywhere on the actual information. It doesn't say that anywhere online. It doesn't say that. You know, luckily it's not Saturday and Sunday when I leave, it's Thursday, and apparently I can just turn up and I'll get on no problem. But I'll tell you something though about this place. I think if you want to actually experience the wine region, visit the wineries and the monasteries around it, then don't actually come here. Don't stay here. Do a day tour from Tbilisi, because it's just... I've tried to go to the Cradle of Wine place. That was just a waste of time. It was all locked up. I sent them a message about 2 hours ago. They finally got in touch because I sent them another message saying I've just been to your place and it's all locked. What's going on? You're supposed to be open. And he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, we're supposed to be open. We are open, but maybe the guy who's there is downstairs. They're open while 5, apparently. Online it says they run tours at 5. But the guy who's there doesn't speak any English, he only speaks Georgian and Russian. So it's not going to be worth it, you know. Apparently they do English tours, but only at the weekends, and just one this weekend. There's one on Sunday. So, bit of a waste of time. And it's a pleasant enough place, but to be honest, out of all of the places I've been so far in Georgia, this is my least favourite. Now, obviously, other people have different experiences. You might end up in a guest house where they organise a whole wine tasting tour for you, and you might have a great time. But I've just not had that experience at all. It's pissed me off a bit, to be honest. I've got like another full day here, and then I'm going to try and get to Tbilisi and see if I'd better look there. There's only one thing for it, really. I've just tried to make my way to Oka, which is a wine place and restaurant, but I was surrounded by about 5 street dogs who were very barky, so I just kept on going. So just over here there's a place called the Terrace Balcony, which has got decent reviews and offers great views, and I've already decided what I'm going to have. I'm going to have the pork barbecue and mushrooms with cheese and a bottle of wine, or a big jug of wine. It's homemade wine. So this looks interesting though. This is like the wine museum. Check out the car. In the bar that I was just in, they got no electric and they got no running water either. Nothing's working at the moment. It looks pretty decent. Certainly got good views. Nice small barbecue going on. I think the street dog should be okay. Hello. It's my final day in Sighnaghi, which I'm actually quite pleased about. I really didn't need to spend this long here. It's a nice place, but I've been a little bit disappointed, to be honest. I think that all comes from the fact that I've not actually been to any wineries. I was expecting to do a tour, but that's not happened. The place where I'm staying's a bit grotty. Doesn't really feel that clean. So I'll be glad to move on. I've just left the guest house and come across something called the Ethno Park. Look like we're bloody dogtail. Hello, boy. Hello. Hello. Are you coming for a walk? Yeah, coming for a walk. I don't know what this place is supposed to be, but it's a bit of a dump. How'd you get up there? Through there? Yeah. Ah, okay, nice one.
Your money.
Huh?
Your money.
Money?
Yeah.
What?
Super panorama.
Okay.
What? Sok, vino.
Oh, I don't know. No vino, no.
Sok.
Oh no, I'm all good. Yeah,
Vino,
I'm all good.
alcohol, no.
No.
Alcohol,
I'll
no.
leave it, man. It's okay. Thank you. $5. I've got like cards. I literally have that, so I don't have $5. $5 to go up into an abandoned hotel. Certainly doesn't belong to him. Well, I think that's it for the park. Seen better parks, to be honest.
Come.
So have a drink now, yeah? Just for now.
The cold juice?
Cold juice sounds good, yeah. Okay.
1 minute.
Okay. So we're here, yeah?
Huh?
Stay here.
Yeah,
Stay here, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
I will wash you.
Okay.
Well, you can smell. It's very natural.
Oh yeah. So you make this here, yeah? You make this yourself.
myself.
Yeah. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. 1 minute I
Okay.
pour
Oh, okay.
with spoon.
Yeah, okay, perfect. That was a nice experience. I drank the tea, which was actually really nice. And I said, so how much? And she's like, how much do you want to pay? No bloody idea. So I gave her 5, which I think is fair. I have no idea. Did I rip her off? Did she rip? She didn't rip me off. 5 to me is like £1.5, you know. But it is just a bit of water and a bit of fruit that she's got in her garden. So I think 5 is a reasonable amount. People who've just gone in have like literally said, oh, we'll stay, but we only have this, and they've held out like, I don't know, like 1, you know. So I think I did okay by Nina. She wasn't interested in me once I gave her the money. She was more interested in the next lot. But that's to be expected, I suppose.